it's been a while since I've talked about the show Red Dwarf, so we're going to talk about two episodes. Two episodes in this case, Give and Take and Officer Rimmer. Let's look at Give and Take first. What happened in this episode? Well, in this episode, the crew end up bumping into a individual on another ship, and what happens is, Dave ends up getting his, kidney, taken out. So, basically, they're trying to say, "Hey, Cat, can we take one of your kidneys?" And, basically, there's a bit of convolution and all that stuff, and overall, I feel like this one was a pretty funny episode.
Information I considered frivolous and idiotic.
Without checking with me first?
And you are?
Go into your trash, you metal moron, and undelete the Rimmer folder. You must have dumped me in there by mistake.
I did like how at the beginning of it, like, Arnold is talking to the elevator and saying, no, I demand you to get me down to that store. So it's like, I can't do that, because later as it goes on, you're feeling saying, well, what's going on over there? But it's later revealed, say, it's the future selves of themselves getting on the elevator, and I feel like saying,
he's threatening to fire me, sir.
How can you fire a lift? What is wrong with him? He's a total gimboid. Look, I'll make it right when I'm back in the present. I'll unfire you.
That is funny. Yeah, I thought this one was kind of enjoyable. I did like all the little moments, whenever, Dave is saying, well, the cat won't do that. The cat won't help me. And then he's just saying, hey, buddy, and all that stuff. And then Crichton's going, saying, I can't lie, me, and all that. He's doing all those little twitches he does when he's having trouble trying to lie. But one thing they actually end up realizing is that they had already ended up taking his ribs. So Dave in the past had already basically taken, future Dave had taken past Dave's rib. So future Dave is A-okay. And I don't know, man. I gotta say, this is when I think of Red Dwarf. Honestly, this is what I kind of think of. I think of goofy villains, because there's a goofy villain.
And this must be Mrs. Johnson, the donor. No need to be frightened. There was a time I was a teensy tiny, teeny, weeny bit mad.
Who looks like a mad scientist character. It's goofy, it's fun. And the next episode was called Officer Rimmer. In this episode, Rimmer basically, in a way, say, okay, another, high-ranking official basically says, Rimmer, because of your recklessness, I'm going to, upgrade you to officer. What officer does, basically, he ends up causing almost, their superior's ship. But basically, he doesn't. He basically causes the asteroids to break.
That was the most insanely brilliant, ballsiest tactical maneuver I've ever witnessed. Who fired that missile?
Me, sir. Arnold J. Rimmer.
You mean you took off my wing knowing it would knock me out of the asteroid storm? That's genius, Rimmer.
So, how we always think of, the character for Arnold Rimmer, he's basically conceited, he's self-absorbed, and all that. I kind of thought this was actually pretty great. I did like how, during the course of it, he just as episode goes on, you're saying, yep, he's become really overblown with it.
Please, sir, you're instigating a class system. The haves, me. The have-nots, you lot. One question, sir. The fact that you've been awarded officerhood by an act of gross deception, does that in any way take the sheen off it?
Not really, no.
Over-egoed and all that. Like, there's a sequence in which, like, both Kat and Dave are saying, we want to go to the captain's club and all that. And basically they're going to say, list, don't see on there. And then basically they're ever often, like he's going to say, no, oh, hey, there's my clones.
Mr. Rimmer, we are what we seem. Rim, 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 the cutest quartet that you've ever seen.
And then basically he says, like, okay, come on in, pals, and all that. And I did think the episode is episode is basically the antagonist of it is, yes, it's Arnold, but at the same time it's kind of at the same time they make a a thing amalgamation of Arnold. So basically he's like, say, 10 people, like, going rah, 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 kind of monster kind of and all that. It's kind of funny. Like, say, I did find the end of it, like, say, of it kind of funny. Like, he says, nah, what? And all that. Basically, they're trying to get him to say that.
Oh, and don't forget to put the last thing you're going to be doing on that list. What's that? Dying!
And, yeah. I thought this one was pretty enjoyable. Like, yes, there are some moments that are just goofy. But then again, I think this is why these episodes kind of work. They're goofy. They're fun. Like, I don't know, man. It's entertaining. That's just what I feel about it. They're two fairly entertaining episodes. What are your thoughts?